You know, no. And I say that only because there's so many. And I tried to think of something last night in anticipation of that question, and there are so many that I can't even tell you, and all great. And I would not be giving all the due to all the people that have made my life successful, the coaches, the players, the fans, you know, over the years that I've been here. So I can't think of, I mean, you can talk about Rose Bowls, Fiesta Bowls, all the bowl games, all the great comeback victories. Any one of those could stand out.
You mentioned the timing of it, but for some people that might, from the outside, look at the perception that Tuesday you were having a coaching change, here it is Friday, you're moving on. How do you, I guess, address that? People that just look at it just like that.
Well, the coaching change actually was made February 22nd. I think that's the date we talked about. So I think, and that was an accumulation of information not based on just a couple weeks or 1 year. It was, as I said before, 5 to 6 years of information gathering and that type of thing. So I don't think that timing can be looked on as affected by this decision or anything about that. This decision actually happened Wednesday night for me.
Were there any philosophical disagreements with the president that led you to finally decide you wanted to go into TV?
No, no. I think there are always differences about how you go forward. In a situation where we are self-supporting and self-sufficient with dwindling state aid and facing a $66 million budget with bond payments that are necessary, I think we're always looking about and collaborating with the university. I've asked for many things that President LaRiviere said no about, and basically because he has to deal with the entire university. There were not philosophical differences. There were ways that I suggested some solutions that weren't possible, and I'm sure at some point they will be. I think, again, we've known that this year and next year were going to be very difficult for our athletic department based on the lack of availability of Matt Knight Arena, based on our debt service, based on the economy. I do think things for the future look very, very good. In 2 years, I believe we will be saying that this is a great job and that we'll have not easy street or not a gravy train, but simply that we will pay our bills, we will balance the budget, and we will look forward to being able to improve our facilities on a consistent basis.
Mike, at what moment did you know?
I don't think there was one moment of that. I could have easily continued on this job. The thing that made up my mind was the offer from ESPN and the talking with some other people across the nation about the value of this opportunity.
I mean, did you feel comfortable doing things like firing coaches, like earning cash? Was that something that was tough for you to do?
That was tough for me to do. That's not a fun thing, and it's not something I enjoyed. I've fired coaches before. I haven't fired entire staffs before. That was different, and you affect a lot more people's lives, and you realize that. Was that why I left? No. But certainly those things, when I signed on for this job, I knew what it entailed. I was not shocked or surprised by anything that occurred. However, you recognize as the athletic director that ultimately you're responsible for everything. In the reality, you are totally dependent upon each coach and each athlete and each staff person to do the right things. And so you hope that you put a framework together, a structure, a discipline that everybody can buy into. I think we're on that path and we were heading that direction. You know, we didn't quite get there, probably more because of time than anything else.
You talk about your love for college football. Do you see yourself ever returning to coaching?
You never say never, but no, that's not the reason. That's not the intent of this move. College football is a 24/7, 365 job. It's more than that now. And I saw that, the growth of that time commitment over the years. I think Chip does a tremendous job in everything. And I also think that, you know, I know what it takes. And at this point, that's not in my future.
Mike, is this gig call for a relocation, or will you continue to live in Eugene?
I will live in Eugene, Oregon. I will travel occasionally, probably about 16 to 18 weekends a year.
Coach, you didn't want to single out one
I'd rather have you guys do that. I think, again, my legacy is just that I think some people said we've been able to make football relevant. I think that's a neat thing to say. It's more about the people that we brought into the program, the people that remain, the players that have gone on, and the ability to affect young men's lives.
How would you like to stay connected to the recruiting program as the year moves on?
Well, I'm scheduled to show up at a lot of events. You know, most of those will still work with my new work schedule because the primary job emphasis is late August through the national championship game. There are going to be isolated incidents between now and then. I still expect to be involved with athletic events and possibly even university events. I have talked with the president, and I'll talk with our athletic administration because you don't spend 21 years somewhere and not have deep roots.
Mike, you've seen the evolution of the department and that job and now sat in it. What would be primary attributes you think are necessary for whoever's permanently succeeds?
Great communication skills, great organizational skills, a business background, potentially a legal background. I think obviously an understanding of college athletics, but I don't think you have to be a coach. I don't think you have to be a player. I think, you know, in this day and age, this is a business, and as such, we have to stand on our own. And we're unique in that we, and some call us a private enterprise. We're not. We're joined at the hip by the student athlete and with the university, but we're a business in a different sense. We have, you know, a budget that is supposedly guaranteed by non-guaranteed revenues, ticket sales, TV revenues that we cannot project from year to year. We have things that come upon us with tuition increases that we have no control over. So again, probably first and foremost is the business background that will understand the economics of the times and putting forth strategic plans for development of facilities and revenues.
Mike, beyond, as you said, the camaraderie of coaches, what else makes this position as college football analyst for ESPN appealing?
Well, you can get a chance to talk about football with impunity to a degree. I mean, you know, I'm not constrained by NC2A rules. I'm not allied to one particular conference or school, although in my heart I may. But I think it's just a chance to enjoy a game. It's a little bit like spring football. You get to coach. You don't have to worry about winning and losing. I get to talk about football. I don't have to worry about who wins or who loses. I'm not ego involved with that. And yet I can use my background and expertise to say, you know, gosh, this coach might have thought of this or can be doing this or this is his thought process. And it allowed me to stay current with the game. One of the things that I don't do as much as because of the athletic director job is I'm trying to catch up on all the other sports. And so it'll give me a chance to read about and talk with some of my friends across the nation that I've known for 30-some years.